Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to D Nicole Speaks. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can get those notifications, and let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. All right, guys. So I am back with another video. Today's video, we're talking about the whole situation with Chris Sells and the mother of his child, Blake. And we know there's been some history over the past couple of weeks about going back and forth between them two. I guess Blake was in Houston with Chris Sells. Chris Sells decided to go to Florida to visit, I believe, Leslie. And then he left Blake in Houston, I believe, with his sister, brother, and some other family members, which would make that Blake's, aunt, uncle, still family. But the mother of Blake was not, too pleased with what he did, being that she didn't know that the child would be left behind and Chris was going to Florida. So I definitely can see why she would be upset about the situation, because the whole thing about him going to Florida was not being communicated. And it's not so much about her not wanting him to go to Florida, but more so about who her child is going to be around. I mean, yes, you are the father of Blake. However, this is a new thing where he's coming over to spend time with you and not just being left, without Chris being there. So definitely should have been something communicated there. So take a look at this clip where she talks about Chris Sells' family posting, I guess, text messages and everything. And she was just saying it's not her concern. She's just happy that she got her son back.
This is so funny, y'all. I woke up to the grandma talking and uploading receipts. Listen, y'all gotta understand, I got what I wanted. I got my baby back. So I don't give a fuck about none of that shit that they saying. This is comical. It is funny. It is entertaining. They said that I'm 40. Oh, cool. I'm 40 years old. That's fine. I'm a fine ass 40-year-old bitch with some good ass skin. I really don't care.
So again, she's basically saying, miss me with the drama. The grandmother, mother, whoever it is that was, going online, posting all of these screenshots. That was not her concern. She's just saying that she's glad she has her son back in her custody. And it shows. I mean, people were saying that she was worried about Chris going to see Leslie. But I just see a concerned mother who definitely just wanted to know, not even where her son was, but who he was with maybe, or why you didn't communicate with me that you would be leaving him behind. I mean, we got to put ourselves in her shoes as well. I definitely would be upset about the situation, not him going to Florida, but just you leaving. You didn't even tell me. I dropped my son off to you. The last known location I know he was at, and the person custody that he was in is you, Chris Sells. So that means I'm expecting him to be with you. I mean, God forbid something would have happened and, Chris wasn't around, then definitely she's going to be looking like, wow, you were the last person I left my son with. You didn't tell me that you were going to a whole nother state or whatever and leaving my son back behind with somebody else. I definitely feel like she would have been more open to it, but who knows if she's, even really spent time with Dwayne and I believe his other sisters or whatever. So it's just a lack of communication. And I see that it's like a consistent lack of communication when it comes down to handling situations, not just with Chris, but just overall YouTube couples and relationships that you see in the public eye. So the next part, she talks about how she mentions Queen and Clarence, and she talks about how the whole situation with Chris Sells and Leslie is indeed fake, and she was approached by Chris as well to do the same thing, make the videos, make money, and a whole lot of other stuff. So stay tuned.
If that makes sense.
It's all to make Clarence, whatever his name is, and Queen feel some type of way. Meanwhile, they living their motherfucking life, get more money than Leslie and Chris. That shit started off fake. I'm a real ass bitch. That shit started off fake. They wanted to get back at Queen and motherfucking Clarence, which I don't understand how the fuck y'all gonna get back at somebody who doing way better than y'all.
Yeah, so now she did go on in the video and basically kept talking about how Chris Hells uses all of his children to make money on YouTube. I mean, we really don't know if that's true. We don't know if that's the sole purpose of him wanting to be around them. I would be very optimistic and say that it seems like Chris Hells wants to spend genuine time with his children. So, I mean, only God knows what he's thinking or where his heart is when it comes to that situation. Now, that's a big allegation for her to put out there, and it's probably because maybe she was approached by Chris Hells about doing a video or starting a channel, and I don't put it past him that he mentioned to her how they could get money. I mean, he is a hustler, and I mean, YouTube, it was his sole purpose of getting money. Especially when he was with Queen. And, maybe Chris Hells did spill the beans and say, hey, what me and, what Leslie and I are doing is just for the money. But, I mean, as people spend time together, I mean, that's just a natural thing. People grow closer. And so maybe it was meant for something else and it turned out to be something else. You can't control that, especially when you're spending time with the opposite sex and doing all of these things. There could be some type of feelings that were, gained from this situation. So you really just never really know.
But he didn't post 3 videos of Blake. Trust me. I know how Chris make his money. He didn't already approach me with some. This motherfucker came and told me, oh yeah, why don't we do this and do that? We could get so much money. This, that, and the third. And I turned that shit down.
So there you have it again. She is talking about how Chris Hells wanted to mainly just focus on having his children in the videos. Now, I don't see anything wrong with wanting your child or children in the video with you, especially if you have a YouTube channel. I mean, the purpose of a lot of YouTube channels is just to have, display your life, and your children are a part of your life. But if the sole purpose of it, like the whole motive or intentions behind it, is to just use them for money, then that would be wrong. So hopefully this isn't the case. I mean, I understand, yes, Chris has his past and he has done things in the past that have pissed off a lot of people, but I've never seen, or thought of seeing him in that image of just using his children. I mean, people do it. I mean, but I don't know. I just hope that's not the case. Definitely, like I said in my other video, when it comes down to parenting, people make it way more difficult than what it has to be. But there has to be 2 willing parties, 2 people, the mother, the father. That's where we need to start. Forget everybody else that's in the picture. Just the mother and the father have to have a mutual agreement. They have to be cordial. They have to be on the same page, meaning that they want the same things for their child. The sole purpose, the whole main, most important common denominator factor is the child. So definitely hope that they can get it together and, so the child could be in a healthy environment. It would be nice for her to be able to get to a point where she can, and the other mothers of his children can drop the children off, can get the children to interact with each other, because they are brothers and sisters. Well, not brothers and sisters, but you know what I mean, brothers. And just make things great for the children. We have to remove the adults. We have to remove ourselves out of the situation, because sometimes we can become very selfish and we think it's all about us. But once you have those children, it's not all about you anymore. It's about the child and making sure they're okay. Of course, you still take care of your mental, but the sole purpose of co-parenting is to make sure your child is in a great space, comfortable, and you know, you and the mother or you and the father are in a great space as well. Anyways, drop a comment down below. Do you really think that Chris is using these children for videos? I mean, just let me know what you think about the whole situation. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. I will see you in the next video.